Hello, welcome back to the library. Holy hell. This is it. This is the end. 9 years ago, we started reliving the PlayStation's American release schedule in real time while celebrating the 20th anniversary of the US system's release. 2 months from the publication of this video, we'll be celebrating the 30th anniversary of the original Japanese launch. 2004 was a bittersweet year for Sony's big gray box. The system was replaced by the adorable PS1 with its matching LCD screen. PlayStation 2 was now not only establishing the industry as the ultimate multimedia hub, but it was also in the shadows of PlayStation 3 rumors. There were a total of 13 releases in 2004, but even fewer once you remove the reprints. So, with 10 games left to talk about, I guess it's time for the top 10 greatest PSX games of 2000. I'm kidding. The last salvo was split between 5 sports games and 5 budget titles. Let's start with the former. XS Junior League Soccer closes out the XS budget titles, and if we're being completely honest, is just a retool of XS Junior League Football. It's amazing what a few simple changes can do. Sony and EA Sports continued their rivalry right to the end with Madden NFL 2005 and Game Day NFL 2005, tackling each other. The shock is that it was also the final NFL Game Day release for the PS1 and the PS2. After a stunning budget-priced release with 2K Sports' NFL 2K5 on modern consoles at the time, which some still consider the best football game ever made, myself included, EA stole the NFL license exclusively to avoid competition. Sony would also ship baseball one last time with MLB 2005, evolving it into the modern-day MLB The Show on successor systems. Jumping back to the last 5 non-sports games, The Three Stooges is likely the biggest oddball in the group. A remaster of the PC and NES game of its day, it's full of minigames based on classic episodes from the TV show. Rascal Racers is another budget title retreat of the mascot kart racing genre released by Telegames. Oddly enough, Telegames was a prominent distributor who had big plans for the final days of the PlayStation, but the plans, and them, slowly faded over time. Cat in the Hat is a simple children's game where you wander around the house doing oddball tasks. The visuals can look grainy on anything besides a CRT, but it's a cute once-through for the kiddies. Hugo, the Evil Mirror, gave players one last chance at a simple action-adventure game, though the visuals were far simpler than they should have been. Hellboy, Asylum Seeker, was based on the comic of the same name. Controlling Hellboy through a cemetery and other locations could have been interesting, but practically any room or area he enters requires a loading screen. I'd be willing to bet 1/3 of a playthrough is just the loading screen wait time. I'm not even kidding. Finally, that leaves us with the absolute final US game, FIFA 2005. Released on October 12, 2004, it would end a 9-year release cycle the world had never seen before. Despite it being a sports title, FIFA was important from an archivist perspective. It showed just how far the development community had come on the hardware, not just evolving from 2D sprites into 3D players, but from an elbow grease angle. On previous systems, including the Saturn thanks to its early launch, if developers needed a little extra juice, they could have just added a special chip to the cartridge or used additional hardware to support the software. With the PlayStation, it was all based on what incredible engine software programmers could create. Every miracle ever performed on the original PlayStation was done by the sheer will of the programmers, technicians, and artists assigned to the platform. The act of finding every last ounce of programming tricks seems like a lost art these days, with mid-era upgrades like the PS5 Pro. We'll deal with this topic later this year, but it felt like the right way to send off the final game of the platform. If you've been watching Game-Rave TV or using PlayStation Library for as long as they've been around, there's no need to express how much I love the original PlayStation console. From the earliest days with Street Fighter Alpha and Space Gryphon VF9 to these moments I now share with you, the last 30 years have been incredible. So many of my favorite memories are tied to that dumb gray box. To see Leviathan in Final Fantasy VII for the first time, staying up late with friends beating each other's ass in Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, constantly emailing your friend back and forth trying to sort out the Meryl trick in the Japanese Metal Gear Solid, and then letting my now wife take me through the joy that is Legend of Dragoon, her favorite game, literally every part of my soul has been affected in some way by this stupid box. What's funny about the Living History project is that I started it 9 years ago as a way to light a fire under my butt to get all the game pages made for the site. I couldn't write up a release day announcement and then not link to anything. The plan worked. I had the game pages done more than a year in advance of this conclusion video. And since that time, have been adding everything under the sun from screenshots, demo pages, I'm getting a light span, don't worry, confirmed programmer's cheats, never bore 4 tracked game unlocks, and more. After all this time, I finally realized that this is more than a hobby, maybe even more than a passion. No matter what my real world job is, I want to keep bringing you guys amazing content from my PlayStation adventures. Even after 200 plus episodes, 5 website iterations, and more variants than anyone has the right to know about, we're only just getting started. I turned 50 in 2 years, and I'd like to enjoy another 25 years having fun with you and my favorite game system of all time. What that entails, we'll see. But, like the final release on the American PlayStation, I guess we'll just do it for kicks. Oh God.
It's worked so far, but we're not out yet.